Hello, welcome to this week's video. We're going to start off with the dollar index. This is a weekly chart. I'm bullish on the dollar. We have a few levels that we're coming into as well, so let me just mark those in the chart for you. Support and resistance. We also had price breakout of this consolidation on a higher time frame. So consolidation, breakout. Now we're getting a pullback. I would have preferred if it came a little bit deeper, but being bullish on the dollar, I'm just looking for any opportunity to get involved with buying opportunities. And at the moment, we've got this pullback. We'll go down into the H4 chart and we'll take a look at what our indicator is saying regarding previous weekly lows, etc. We have a previous monthly low here in correlation with a Monday high. So we've had this deviation, expansion to the upside. So any pullback into this Monday high, previous monthly low, I'll try and time that with other instruments, dollar-based instruments for opportunities for dollar strength. So let's just take a look at some of those dollar instruments, and then we'll take a look at stocks, and then we'll take a look at Bitcoin. So we'll take a look at Kiwi. Okay, so looking at Kiwi from a daily standpoint, daily time frame, we do have some structure here. Previous support, resistance, 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 and we've just come off it as resistance. So we've had the initial push down. Now we'll be looking for any pullback for a potential leg lower. So we can look at the H4 time frame, use our indicator, which gives us our nice clean levels that we want to be working with. And I like working with previous weekly highs, which is here. We also have the weekly open here. So if price does pull back into this area, this is where I'll start formulating a short. Either we deviate this high, get back below, and then I'll be looking to sell. This weekly midpoint will be the first target, and then we have second target of this previous weekly low. So looking to sell Kiwi. Hopefully we can get a pullback straight into this Monday high, previous weekly high. Or if we even go higher to this previous monthly high, then I'll be looking for sales. But the first opportunity to look for sales would be this previous weekly high if we do get a pullback into there. So let's take a look at Aussie. We'll go out to the daily. We'll have a look at what price is doing. We can see clearly that price has come into an area where we've sold off before many times. Resistance, 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 and it's acting as resistance again. So we've had an initial push, just like Kiwi. If we get a pullback into this key area resistance, then I'll be looking for a further leg lower. So if we go down into the H4, we can take a look at our levels. And very similar, obviously, we have previous weekly high. We have this weekly open, so if price decides to pull back from here, either get a deviation of this high back below. This is where I'll enter. This is my target, and then the second target is this previous weekly low. So same setup basically. We could also put in and follow structure. Just see how price reacts to that. So we have support. We'll see if price can bounce off it as support again, come back up, maybe break, and that could be our second entry. Or if we miss the initial entry, then that could be an opportunity to get on board some downside. Dollar-CAD to the upside I like as well. If we go out to the daily, we can see we've got a strong bounce already in Dollar-CAD, and if we take this high, we can really see the structure. Resistance, 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 deviates back above, comes back and retests as support. So we're getting that initial push. Any pullback, we'll be looking for a continuation higher to take out these swing highs. So let's go down into the H4. Let's take a look at our levels. And we can see on Monday, down here, we have already broke below, broke back inside, and retested that weekly open as parachuted us to the upside. So any pullback, I'd start looking for longs from Monday's high, but I would prefer if we come down to this previous weekly low. But we've got a push, pullback, and we'll see if we can get any bullish reaction from Monday's high to continue higher on Dollar-CAD. We've got this push, now we need a correction for a further leg higher. So that's what I'm waiting on the instruments. Those are the instruments I like the most, which are dollar based. Staying away from dollar yen, dollar Swiss. Potentially we could look at Euro USD as well to the downside. We'll take a look at the daily. If we can pull that across as well. Got some structure here acting as support, obviously here, support, resistance, and resistance. We'll see how this daily candle closes, because if we get a nice bearish candle close, we can look for a retest of this support and resistance, hopefully resistance, and then we'll be looking for that next leg lower. But you can see the price action is just consolidating, sort of a correction pullback, and we'll be looking for a leg lower, being bullish on the dollar. Be looking for that to come down and probably test this channel low. So if we go down into the H4, we can keep an eye on our levels. Previous weekly high. Do the yearly open coming in here as well. So we'll see if we can maybe come back above here, break back below, and look for that continuation to the downside. So we're getting a push. We don't really want to be making higher highs if we're really going to start rolling over again, unless it's, you know, just a quick raid, then back below that weekly open. Let me just tidy this up. So this weekly open, we have the previous weekly high. If we come back up, we want a quick rejection back below that weekly open. First target, then second target. Those are the instruments I like the look of the most. Let's just take a look at SPX. We'll go out to the daily. We'll take a look at price action and what it's coming into. We do have this structure, which is support, support, and resistance. Whether we come up and take those highs and break back below, we could be looking for the next leg lower. Got a push, pullback, push, pullback, push. Very steep pullback. Could be looking for these highs, and then if we start to break down from this high, then we'll be looking for the next leg lower. So we'll take a look at the H4 time frame. We'll keep an eye on this previous monthly high here. We'll also take an eye on this previous weekly high. So if we can come up, deviate this level, get back below, then that'll be a confirmation that this could be headed lower. So we'll finish off with Bitcoin. Bitcoin hasn't really been doing much. We'll just go out to the daily, and you can see that price action has been held in this very, very tight consolidation. So I've really been hands off. Maybe if we see some movement in the S&P, if we take out this high and start to roll over, then I maybe be interested in some Bitcoin shorts. But other than that, I'm just looking at price action really from this standpoint. You know, we're just consolidating up. And unless we get a daily candle close, come back and retest, then I'd be potentially interested in some shorts back down to around 31k. It's just these local highs here. So any daily close below and retest, that may be my opportunity to get involved. But at the moment, my hands are tied on Bitcoin because I don't really want to be trading this. If we do get a move to the downside and then a pullback, then I'll get involved. But other than that, I'm not really too interested in it. If it's your style of trading, that's fair enough. But I would just let the trade come to me. If it doesn't, then I'm not too interested in it. I've got plenty of other things to be trading. If we can see the weekly range, very tight. So the weekly low, weekly high, not much going on. I'll just keep an eye on structure, support, support, support. If we could maybe break down, retest that monthly open, and then look for a potential day trade to the downside on Bitcoin. So that's really what I'm looking at this week. Still a dollar bull, and those have transferred into obviously looking for Dollar-CAD higher, Aussie lower, Kiwi lower, etc. Yeah, so we'll see what we get this week. We'll see if Bitcoin can maybe break out of this consolidation, and I wish you a profitable week.